Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue with Arithmetic Progression Exercise 5.3 11th problem. The problem says if the sum of first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n square, what is the first term? That is S1. What is the sum of first two terms? What is the second term? Similarly, find the third, the 10th and the nth terms. Okay, so let's start it. Now here in this we are given, so here we have Sn equals 4n minus n square, and then I need to find out the first term. So that means a1 I need to find out. A1, it's also equal to a, I need to find out. Then I need to find out s2, that is sum of first two terms, and then I need to find out the second term, that is a2. Then I also need to find out a3. Okay. Also, we have to find out a10. And finally, we have to find out an. Okay. So we need to find out an. Now, I will first find out S1. Okay. So already we are given Sn is equal to 4n minus n square, correct? So now first I write S1. For S1, just take this formula, Sn formula, and here I am going to put n as 1. So that will be S1. So S1 equals 4 into, instead of n, I'll put it as 1, and then here also put it as 1, okay, which is equal to 4 into 1 is 4, minus 1, 1 square is 1. So 4 minus 1 will give you 3, okay. In my next step, I'm going to find out S2, okay. Same way S2 also, I take this Sn formula, okay. And then what I do is, instead of n, I'm going to replace it with 2. So S2 equals 4 into 2 minus 2 square, okay, which is nothing but equals to 4 into 2 is 8 minus 2 square is 4. That is equal to 4, okay. Then I'm going to find out A2. A2 is nothing but S2 minus S1. Okay, it will be S2 minus S1, which is nothing but S2 value is already, you got it as 4 minus, and S1 is 3. Okay, and which is equal to 4 minus 3 will give you 1. Okay, then I am going to find out the common difference. So common difference is nothing but A2 minus A1, that is second term minus first term. Okay, second term already you know that it is given as 1 minus, okay, second term is 1, and A1. A1 value is nothing but it is equal to 3. Okay, so 1 minus 3 give you minus 2. Okay, and then I am going to find out the third term. So third term is nothing but A plus 3D, which is nothing but A is, what is the A value? A value is 3 plus 2 into D value. What is D value? It is minus 2. Okay, which is equal to 3 minus 4. Okay, so 3 minus 4 will give you minus 1. Okay, so then I'm going to find out A10. Okay, so for A10, it is nothing but A plus 9D, correct? So A plus 9D, which is nothing but A value, you are going to replace it with what? So here you're going to get, this is nothing but A value, okay? the what you got, this one is nothing but a1, which is also equal to a. Okay, so that means we are going to write a as 3 plus 9 into d is how much? Minus 2, which is nothing but 3 minus 18, which is nothing but it's equal to minus 15. Okay, and then we have next one, they're asked you to find out an, correct? So an formula, let us write the an formula. So an is nothing but a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, and a you replace it with 3 plus n value. N value, you don't know the value, just keep it as it is, n minus 1. So n minus 1 into, then d value is how much? D value is minus 2. Okay. Replace it with minus 2. Okay. This is nothing but, here you'll have 3, and then n into minus 2 is minus 2n, minus 1 into minus 2 is nothing but plus 2, which is nothing but, this is nothing but 3 plus 2 is how much, children? It is 5. So 5 minus 2n is our answer. Okay, right? Now I'm going to go for the 12th problem. So find the sum of first 40 positive integers divisible by 6. Okay. Now let the required sum be. Let the required sum be yes. Okay, I take it as yes. Just nothing but you're going to first find the sum of first positive integers divisible by 6. That means you are going to write the multiples of 6. So which are the multiples of 6? 6. Then we need 12. Then we have 18. So on. Dot, 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 dot. How many terms we should take? We should take 40 terms. Okay. So I'm going to write 40 up to 40 terms. 40 terms. Okay. And then now here we are going to analyze what all the things available. So here we have a as 6, then we have d equals to 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6, which is nothing but 6. Okay, and then we have n is equal to number of terms. Okay, n is equal to 40. Okay, then we are going to write the sum of first n terms of the AP, which is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Correct? Now here I am going to find out S40. So let us take the same formula here and I show you the substitution. So here instead of n, I'm going to replace it 40. Here also 40, right? And we know already the a value. A value is how much? 6, right? So I'm going to replace it 6. N is 40 minus 1 into d value is 6. Okay. This nothing but, or here it's equal to 40 divided by 2 is 20, bracket open. Then we have 12 plus 40 minus 1. It is 39. 39 into 6. Okay, so 39 into 6, bracket close. Which is nothing but 20, bracket open, 12 plus 39 into 6 is 234, bracket close. or it's equal to, we have 20 into 12 plus 234 will give you 246. So into 246, which in turn the final answer will be equals to 4920. Okay. So this is our required answer. Then I'm going to problem number 13. Find the sum of first 15 multiples of 8. Here also same kind of problem. Okay. So let the required sum be 8, 16, 24, so on to 15 terms. Okay. Now here, what is given? Let's write down. Okay. So here we have A equals 8, D equals 16 minus 8, which is also equal to 8. And how many terms here? How many terms are given? 15 terms, right? N equals 15, correct? I need to find out, yes, 15, correct? So let's write down. I need to find out, yes, 15. That is the, so yes, 15 question mark. So now, in my next step, we know that Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Then I'm going to take this formula, Sn formula. Now put n equals 15. 15 is 15 equals 15 by 2 into 2a. A is how much? A is 8 plus n is 15 minus 1 into d value is how much? D value is 8, or it's equal to 15 by 2 bracket open, 8 2 is 16 plus here 14 into 15 minus 1 is 14, 14 8 is 112, bracket close. This is also equal to, it's also equal to 15 by 2 into 16 plus 112 will give you 128. Then we have here 128 divided by 2, it gives you 64. 15 into 64, right? Because 2 ones are 2 6 are 12, and then 2 4s are 8. So that's why 64. 15 into 64 will give you how much? So it is 960 equals to 960. So that's your final answer. Then we have the 14th question. Find the sum of odd numbers between 0 to 50. Okay. So let the required sum be, yes. Okay. This is nothing but 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus so on, dot, 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 dot. Okay. Now here, which will be the last odd number in between 0 to 40, 0 to 50, it will be 49. So 49 is the last term. Okay. So I'm going to write like this, plus 49, the last term. Okay. Next, here, what are things given? Let us find out. Here, we have A equals 1. Then we have D equals how much? D equals 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. And then we have AN value. So AN value is given to be 49, the last term, 49. Then here I need to find out n is equal to question mark. And then also we need to find out Sn. Okay. Next, we know that The nth term of the AP is given by an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. Now here I'm going to write down value of an. An value, the last term, which is nothing but 49. So 49 equals a value is how much? 1 plus, and n value, I don't know. So in keep as it is, n minus 1 into d value. D value is 2, or which is equal to, then we have 49 minus 1 equals n minus 1 into 2. Okay, it's nothing but 49 minus 1 is 48 into n minus 1 into 2. Now you can do the cancellation, n minus 1, and this 2 and 48 goes how many times? See, 2 ones are 2, how many times? 2 twos are 4s are, right? Then now, in my next step, we have 24 equals n minus 1. Okay, or I can write it as n equals 24 plus 1, which is nothing but 25. Okay, then we take another formula of Sn. So it is nothing but Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus l. Okay, now here I take Sn formula. So okay, then what is n here? N is 25 terms are there. So let's write 25 into a value is how much? The first term is 1. Already we know, and 49 also. This is nothing but the last term is a 49, right? L is equal to 49, which is nothing but 25 by 2 into 50. Okay, this is nothing but 25 into 25, because 50 divided by 2 is 25. So that's 25 and 25, which will give you 625. This is your final answer. Then I have the 15th question. A contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. Rupees 200 for the first day, 250 for the second day, 300 for the third day, etc. The penalty for each successive day being 50 more, rupees 50 more than for the preceding day. How much money the contractor has to pay as penalty if he has delayed the work by 30 days. Okay. Now here, this particular situation forms a DP. Why? Because if you look at it properly, 200 for the first day they mentioned. So that's the first term A1, and second term it is 250 for the second day, that is A2. And then they are clearly mentioned that penalty for each succeeding day is 50 rupees more for the than the preceding day. So that means that is nothing but common difference. D is given to be rupees 50. Okay. Now I need to find out, and here they also given number of terms, that is n equals 30, because here they are told the work is being delayed by 30 days. So that's why I take n as 30. I need to find out yes 30, that is penalties. We need to add it up for 30 days. Okay. Now let us write that. So here we have A1 as rupees 200. Then we have A2, which is nothing but 250. Then we have A3, which is nothing but 300. And then we have D. D is nothing but rupees 50. And then we have n equals 30. And also we have S30. is 30 question mark. Okay. And then we know that n by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. Now I'm going to find out S30. So take the same formula here. Just change it n with 30. And here also n with, I replace it with 30. And then 2 into a is how much? 200. And n is 30. And d is 50. Right? It's nothing but 30 by 2 is 15. Bracket open. 2 into 200 is 400 plus. And 30 minus 1 is 29. 29 into 50. Bracket close. Okay, which is nothing but this equal to 15. Bracket open. 400 plus 29 into 50. It is 1450. Bracket close. Okay, which is nothing but it's equal to, and then 15. 400 plus 1450, which is nothing but 1850. When you multiply it, we get rupees 27,750 as the answer. So that is a penalty the contractor has to pay if he has delayed the work by 30 days. Okay, children. So we can write a conclusion here. Okay, so the contractor has to pay 27,750 as penalty for the delay in work. Now we have the 16th question. A sum of rupees 700 is to be used to give 7 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is rupees 20 less than its preceding price, find the value of each of the prizes. Okay. So now the total prize amount is 700 rupees. Okay. And here they're clearly mentioning that if each of the prizes is rupees 20 less than the preceding price. Okay, so the price amount, each of this is decreasing by 20. Okay, you have to subtract by 20. Okay, then I have to find the value of each of the prices. Okay, each of the price amount I need to find out. For this, let the first price amount be X. Okay, let the first price amount be X. Okay, now as each price is 20 rupees less than its preceding price, the second price amount is how much? X minus 20. I take it as X minus 20. So what will happen to the third price now? So the third price amount is how much? Is nothing but you're going to subtract 20 from the X, from the second price. That is X minus 20 minus 20, which should give you how much? Rupees 4. That is X minus 20 minus 20 will give you X minus 40. Okay. Now let us write our findings. Here we have S7. S7 is 700. Why is S7? Because there are 7 prices only. Sum total of all these 7 prices will give you rupees 700. That's why S7 is equal to 700. Then I have the D value, that is common difference. It is nothing but second term minus first term. Second term is nothing but x minus 20. Already you have x minus 20. So take that x minus 20. And then minus x. Okay. So minus x means it will give you x minus 20 minus 20 means it will be minus 20. Correct? Because x and x gets cancelled. In fact, x minus 20 minus x, which is nothing but minus 20. Okay. And then I have the next one. N is equal to, here n is equal to 7. Then we have A1 I need to. A1 is the price amounts we need to write. We need to find out. So let me write that. So A1 question mark. Here. Then we have A2 question mark. Then we have A3. Then we need to find out A4. Then we have A5. I need to find out A5 also. I need to find out A6. And then finally, we need to find out A7. Then we know that sum of first n terms of AP is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? Correct. And then I'm going to write it as S7. So now I'm going to write S7. So take the same formula here. Just replace n with 7. Here also replace n with 7. And what about a value? A value is the first term. First term, take it as x. And then again, n value is 7 minus 1 into d value, you got it as minus 20. Bracket close. Or what is S7 now? We know it is to be 700. So 700 equals n by 2. That is 7 by 2 into bracket open 2x plus 6 into minus 20. 6 into minus 20, bracket close. Then can do like this. So cross multiply or cross cancellation, anything you can do. Okay. You can write like this. So here we have 700 into 2 by 7 equals to 2x minus 120, bracket close. Okay. So 7 by 2 becomes 2 by 7. Yeah, when it's transposed. So you can do the cancellation. Let's see how it is done. So 7 ones are 7, hundreds are, right? Then we have 200 equals 2x minus 120. There's nothing but, or it's equal to 2x equals 200 plus 120. It will give you as 2x is equal to 320. Just nothing but, or x is equal to 320 by 2, which is nothing but 160, which is also A1. So also A1. Okay. Now the first price amount equals A1, which is x, which is also equal to 160. The plus second price amount is A2, which is 160 minus 20, which is 120, 140. 160 minus 20 till but 140. And then the third price, so the third price is 140 minus 20 is nothing but 140 minus 20 is 120. Then we have the fourth price amount, which is nothing but 120 minus 20, which is 100. And then the fifth price amount is A5, which is nothing but 100 minus 20, which is 80. The sixth price is A6, which is 80 minus 20, which is 60. And the last price, the seventh price, which is nothing but A7, which is 60 minus 20, is equal to 40. Then we have the 17th question. In a school, students thought of planting trees in and around the school to reduce air pollution. It was decided that the number of trees that each section of each class will plant will be the same as the class in which they are studying. Example, a section of class 1 will plant 1 tree, a section of class 2 will plant 2 trees, and so on till class 12. There are 3 sections of each class. How many trees will be planted by the students? Okay, now here we are going to calculate the trees as follows. Okay, now here the number of trees planted by class 1, which is nothing but 1 into 3, which is 3. Then the number of trees planted by class 2 is equal to 2 into 3, which is 6. And then the number of trees planted by class 3 will be 3 into 3, which is 9. And then up to where we need to find out, we need to find out till class 12, right? So for that reason, so the number of trees planted by class 12, okay, 3 into 12, which is 36. Okay. Now here the required sum is yes, which is nothing but 369. So we need to add it up to 36. Okay. So we have A1, A1 as 3. Then we have A2 is 6. And then we have D equals to 6 minus 3, which is equal to 3. And then A12 is equal to 36. Okay. Then we know that Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L, where L is the last term. Or S12 is equal to 12 by 2 into 3 plus 36, because A is 3 and L is 36. And then it is nothing but 12 by 2 is nothing but 6 into 3 plus 36 is 39. So 36, 6 into 39 will give you 234. Then I have the 18th formula, 18th problem, sorry. So here we have the figure also for this. Okay. A spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternatively at A and B, starting with center A of radii 0.5 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter, 2 centimeter, as shown in figure 5.4. What is the total length of such a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles taken pi equals 22 by 7? Okay. Now in this, we need to find out the total length of all these semicircles. So you can see on either side of the line, you have the L1, L2, L3, L4. These are the semicircles. Okay. I need to find out the length of all these semicircles added up together. So first, here we have to find total length of all successive semicircles, right? Now we know that perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, right, children? So perimeter of a circle is perimeter is the boundary length. So boundary length of whole circle is 2 pi r. So when you take perimeter of a semicircle, that is half circle, it will be 2 pi r divided by 2. Okay. So perimeter of a semicircle will be 2 pi r by 2, is nothing but pi r. And then now I have perimeter of first semicircle, which is nothing but pi r1, which is nothing but pi into 0.5. Then we have perimeter of second semicircle, which is pi r2, which is nothing but pi into 1.0. Similarly, we have perimeter of third semicircle, which is nothing but pi into r3, which is pi into, and then we have pi into 1.5. Okay, and so on. So, yeah. Perimeter of 13th semicircle is nothing but pi into R13 is nothing but we have pi into 6.5. Okay. And then so here now the total length of the spiral equals S, which is nothing but pi into 0.5 plus pi into 1.0 plus pi into 1.5 plus dot into plus pi into 6.5, which is nothing but, in my next step, I write it as equals to pi bracket open, this is 0.5 plus 1.0 plus 1.5 plus so on, okay, plus 6.5 bracket close, or it's equal to pi into S13. Now here we have A as 0.5. Okay, then we have D is nothing but 1.0 minus 0.5, which is nothing but 0.5 again. Then number of spirals, it is 13, that is n equals 13. And then the last term is A13, which is nothing but 6.5. Okay. And then we need to find out S13. We need to find out. Okay. Now we know that Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L, where L is the last term, right? So now S13 I'm going to find out. S13 is nothing but, so put n equals to 13 here, and here also 13 by 2 into A value is 0.5, the last term is 6.5, which is nothing but 13 by 2 into 7, which is nothing but 37 is 91, correct? So that is 91 by 2. So that is S13 is 91 by 2. Now total length of the spiral is nothing but pi into S13. Okay, just nothing but, let us write it as pi is nothing but 22 by 7. Then you have into mark, multiply, multiplication sign, then 91 by 2. So just nothing but how much? So 2 11s are 7 13s are, right? 7 ones are 7, 13s are, then 2 ones are 2, 11s are. So just nothing but equals to 11 into 13, just nothing but 143. Therefore, length of the spiral is 143 centimeters. Okay. Because the unit is centimeters only, write it as centimeter. Okay. Then we have 19th problem. 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the row next to it, and so on. In how many rows are the 200 logs placed and how many logs are in the top row? Excuse me. So now here we are to where we have A1, that is 20. Okay, take A1 as 20. There is a first, that is the bottom row. Take it as 20. Then above that row is A2, which is nothing but 19. Then what is D value? D value second term as first term, that is 19 minus 20 should give you -1. And then Sn, that is total log. Okay, it is total logs is how many? 200 logs are there, right? So that's why I take Sn is equal to 200. And then we have n is equal to question mark, and then n is equal to question mark. So we know that sum of first in terms of the AP of the AP is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 to d. Okay. Now here I'm going to take the same formula and then replace it with. So now here Sn value is how much? Sn value is 200. So 200, then n by 2 into 2a. A value is 20. We have n minus 1 into d value. D value is -1. It is nothing but 200 into 2. Here 2 gets cross multiplied. This the one which is in the denominator gets cross multiplied. So only 200 into 2 equals bracket open this one. Here we have n bracket open. 2 into 20 is 40 plus 40 minus n. N into -1 is minus n. -1 into -1 is +1. Okay, bracket close. Or we get it as 400 equals n into, then we have 40 plus 1 is 41. So 41 minus n, bracket close. Or this is nothing but 400 then equals to 41 n minus n square. Or this is nothing but, so n square and 41 n, you just transpose it to the left hand side. You get it as n square, then minus 41 n plus 400 equals to 0. Okay. Next, what we do is, here we have to factorize by the method of splitting the middle term. So let us do that. N square into 400, we get it as 400 n square. I split it. Okay. So when I split it, we get it as 20 into 20. Okay. And then This 20 and 20 can be again split into 5 into 4 here also. I write 4 into 5. Okay, same thing. So now what I do is 5 5 is 25 and 4 4 is 16. So this is 16 I write here. 5 5 is 25. 25 plus 16 will give you 41. Okay. So here we write it as n square minus 16n minus 25n plus 400 equals to 0. Okay. And then I take out n as common, n minus 16 minus 25 into n minus 16 equals to 0. Or I can write it as n minus 16 I can take out as common. Then the one which is outside the bracket is n here, and here you have minus 25. So write that one. N minus 25 equals to 0. From this, what we can understand is that we get two values of n. I have my n minus 16 as 0 or n minus 25 as 0. Okay. So that means to say, I can say that n equals 16 or n equals 25. Okay. Now, let us take n equals 25. What happens? So we get a25 equals a plus 24d, which is nothing but 20 plus 24 into d is how much? Minus 1, right? I get it as 20 minus 24, which is nothing but minus 4, right? And then we have, so here we got as minus 4. That means here a25 cannot be negative. That is, here row cannot be negative as such. Okay, number of rows or n value cannot be negative. So here, so the value a25 should never be negative. So I mentioned that. So we ignore n equals 25. Okay. My next step I take n equals 16. If I take n equals 16, we have here 16 is equal to here plus 15d, which is nothing but 20 plus 15 minus 15 into minus 1 is nothing but 20 minus 15, which is equal to 5. Okay. So therefore, our conclusion will be there are 16 rows and the last row has 5 logs. That's our answer. Okay, children. And then we have the last question, 20th one. So in a potato race, a bucket is placed at a starting point, which is 5 meters from the first potato, and the other potatoes are placed 3 meters apart in a straight line. There are 10 potatoes in the line. A competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it, drops it in the bucket, runs back to pick up the next potato, runs to the bucket to drop it in. And she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? So now here are played a potato race, right? So here we need to calculate the total distance ran by the competitor. Okay. So now here the distance ran by the competitor to pick the first potato will be nothing but 2 into 5. Why 5? Because here the first potato, the distance is how much? 5 meter. So 5 meter. And why 2? Because going and coming back. So that's why you're going to multiply it with 2. The same way it happens for the second potato and third potato and so on. So it will be 10. Next, the distance ran by the competitor to pick the second potato will be nothing but, just nothing but 2 into, okay, 2 into 5 plus 3, which is nothing but, which is equal to, so 5 plus 3 meters, which is nothing but 2 into 8, which is 16. So it will be 16 meters. Okay, because here you must note that all these potatoes are placed at 3 meters apart. That's why you're going to add up 3 meters for every next for the every each potato. So that's why 2 into 5 plus 3. Next, so this will be equal to A2. So I want to write it as A2. Now the common difference D. So D will be equal to A2 minus A1, right? A2 minus A1, which is nothing but 16 minus 10, which will give you 6. Yeah. Total number of potatoes we have will be taken as n. So n is equal to 10. Now the total distance ran by the computator, take it as Sn, which is as S10. Because for number of potatoes is 10, n equals 10 means, so take the total distance as S10. We know that the sum of first n terms of the AP is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into t. Okay, and then we have S10. Okay, so same formula I copy and write in S10 here also and here also 10. 2 into a value is how much? 2 into 10 n minus 1. N is 10 here. 10 minus 1 into d value. D value is how much? 6. Write plus 6. It's nothing but 10 by 2 is 5. Bracket open. 2 tens is 20. And here 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 into 6 is 54. Plus 54. Bracket close. Is nothing but is equal to 5 into 74. 20 plus 54 is 74. It is nothing but 370. Okay, so therefore the computator has to run 370 meters. Okay, guys, so thank you for this sessions. Now, hopefully, we'll be meet for the next session with another new chapter. And please subscribe to my channel, Math is my friend, YouTube channel. And please refer your friends also to this channel. Thank you.